Hey, what's up? It's the Political Brown Kid. Welcoming everybody on the internet to the Political Brown Kids channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a continuous subject that I've been talking about before, and it's just about we get a lot of in our community, and y'all know what I mean when I say our community. We have a lot of specifically women, but it's on both sides. It's really on both sides. I hear some men talking about divesting from women and calling them quiches, which, again, I don't agree with or condone. Yes, some women are quiches, some men are pookies and ray rays, as people like to use these terms. But I don't want to classify all of our people as one or the other. And so you do have some men that are encouraging black males to divest from engaging in relationships with black women, which I do not agree with. And you have black women on the internet that are encouraging black women to date white men specifically. They're not saying date Asian men, Latino men. They're just saying date white men. And they are literally pursuing white men in a manner that they don't pursue black men. And I'm going to do another video to keep these topics separate. It'll be a shorter video on that very same topic that'll probably get released within this time. So today, or at least a couple of days ago or a week ago, I did a video on it was a black female. It was actually two black females that are actually physically assaulted and actually deleted, as they like to say on the internet, so I'll stick with that term, by their white male counterparts. One was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Another one was another female where he's suspect. I don't think he was charged with anything, but they're suspecting foul play on him. And so here's another story that's coming to us all the way from, I think, Liberia. I do believe that this is. Apparently there was but before I jump into this story too, let me just say this. Because when I reported that story on the black female that was deleted by her white, she just went on one date. She met up with him, and this is what I was saying in the video. This female in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, met up with this white man. This was their first date, their very first date, and all of a sudden she winds up back at his home. Now, once again, maybe he did, you know, take her without her will, but I'm probably pretty sure she went back there willingly, and then it all went down. But these are the things that they do, and this is the catch 22, or I shouldn't say catch 22, but this is the contradictions that black women show towards black men. When it comes to us, we have to have style, we have to have the looks, we have to have the physique, we have to have the dress, we have to have the bravado. And even with all of that, then but then you have to pursue me, and then you have to catch me, and I'm going to play hard to get. And it's us taking them out on $200 dates, $300 dates, $400 dates. And you're doing that for months, 1 month, 2 months. And then when you mention to them coming back to your house just to hang out and chill or just do something lightweight, meaning very minimal money, they do not want to entertain you. Now, all of a sudden, you're broke, you're dusty, all of these terms that they like to use on the internet. You're a typical black male, you have no money. They start throwing out all of these different terms for us. But when it comes to white men, they can be chubby, they can be average looking, they can dress any kind of way, they can be just soft spoken, and they don't have to have bravado. They don't have to have anything. And black women just fall all over them. And then they make excuses for that guy. And once again, I'm going to do a video comparing that. Well, he knows how to properly take care of his money. Well, why the black guy has to be in Nikes and Gucci and all of these expensive clothes? Maybe he wants to take care of his money too. But I'm digressing. But I brought this up in the video that I made about the female that was killed in Milwaukee, and you guys can check it out. Go look at the comment section. It was really only one comment that a guy put in, and I'm assuming that it was a guy. He says, I don't want to look at this trash. Basically, because I was pointing out the hypocrisy that black women, because this was also what I was going to say too, is not only do they lower their standards for white men, but then now all of a sudden is this woman met up for drinks at a bar. That's all they were doing, was getting drinks. Guys, we have to buy lobster. Black men have to buy lobster, shrimp, caviar, Cristal, whatever. I'm kind of being stereotypical here, but we have to go above and beyond. And this guy just took her out for drinks, and the next thing you know, she's willing to go back to his place. First date. So mind you, she'd only known him for hours. Ask black men on this channel and on any other channel how many dates they have to go on just to get a black female to even think about coming to your house. So I've said all of that. That's a 5-minute lead in to get to this new topic, which is it's a missionary here. He's a U.S. missionary. His name is Lucas Richards. I don't know when all of this went down. I just read a few articles just to catch myself up with it because I saw the post. It was actually on X, formerly known as Twitter. And so I said, well, let me go look at this story. Apparently, this white male, Lucas Richards, allegedly attempted to delete his his Nubian, quote unquote wife. I think they were married in Africa. Because I guess she was pregnant. He didn't want any more kids, or maybe he just didn't want to be with her anymore. But apparently, according to her testimony, so I'm going to say according to her testimony, he hit her over the head with a blunt force object. I think the object was an iron, and she passed out. Apparently, she woke up in a ditch. She did not know she was bleeding, but apparently she was cut at the neck. So he tried to cut her neck or slash her neck. And then he injected her with an unknown substance to terminate her pregnancy. All of this to, I think, terminate a pregnancy and or to get away from being with her. He's also, mind you, this is his second wife. So he's, I guess, a polygamist. I'm not trying to say that in a derogatory sense, but he has multiple wives because maybe it's allowable for him. So he has a white American wife. And then he married this woman over in Africa, and she willingly went for it. But this is what I'm saying is that for all of the women that want to talk about swirling and all of this other stuff and how great it is and how great white men treat you, they don't report this type of stuff. Here's also the other thing too, because I know people probably checked out. It was a white female who did I think it was a TikTok video, and she was talking about, she was doing a comparison with various races and genders and showing what the divorce rates were between each of those. And then she was basically trying to sum it up by saying black women do that, they stay married and do better, or the marriages work when they're married to white men. Here's the problem with her statement. If people want to keep referring back to that video, once again, I told y'all, I'm not a statistics genius, but I did take statistics and I know about statistics. The one thing is, when you have a small sample size to work with, you're going to get great numbers. Once again, I keep doing these videos, and I don't know if y'all are checking them out because some of y'all don't seem like you're following me. If you have a person, let's just say a basketball player. So my last scenario, I use football, I do believe. But if you have a basketball player, and in that basketball game, he only takes 4 shots. He only takes 4 shots. He's played the whole game. He's played all 48 minutes, but he only takes 4 shots. And he makes all 4. He goes 4 for 4. People are going to say, oh, well, he's the best player on the court. He went 4 for 4 from the field goal. Whereas they may look at another player who went 20 for 40. He put up 40 shots and made 20. Oh, well, he's only at 50%. So look, he's wasting doing this, doing that, X, Y, Z. So they're going to look at the other statistic as being the higher statistic, but he only took 4 shots. The more shots he starts putting up, the likelihood or probability that he's going to miss is going to increase. And definitely, too, depending upon where he's taking the shots from, you have those other variables that's in play, all those shots contested and so forth. But when you start looking at dating and marriages, and this one, I think I've seen a lot of posts where people were saying women were surprised that lesbians had the greatest divorce rates. You know why? Because those numbers are just starting to be reported. They're new numbers. You have to remember, the gay and lesbian community have only been recently allowed to marry. And when I say recently, within the turn of the 21st century. So the statistics on them dating and their marriage statistics hasn't really been looked at. We've been looking at other marriage statistics since the time people were able to get married. And when you have those lesbian statistics coming out where they're the most divorced, I think they're divorced at like 80% dang near. And now everybody's like, oh my God. And then you don't have a man in that equation at all. Those are two females. Those are two females and they're the highest divorced. The same is going to happen when you start looking at black women, white men divorce rates. When you have mind you, black women, we will say this, they have stayed with black men as far as marrying and and partnering. They have stayed with black men longer than any other race gender combination. Even the black man married out before the black woman did. But as you start to see the black woman date out more and more and more and more, what you're going to start seeing is the failure of them being able to make relationships work with other races just as much as they have failures to make it work with us. And I'm not trying to point this out to say that, to say black women are the worst or nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is this. They all gave the statistics on black men. They looked at that. What I'm saying is that as they start to date out more and more, because they're the last ones to kind of explore the interracial territory, you're going to see more cases like Garcelle Bouvier. You're going to start seeing more black women wind up like Garcelle Bouvier, cheated on by white men. You're going to start seeing a lot of black women wind up like Halle Berry, divorced from a white man and then complaining that the white man called you the N-word and that the white man said that your baby isn't black. It's coming from Halle Berry's mouth. You're going to start seeing black women wind up like the girl that Travis Kelce was dating, and he didn't buy her anything, or he didn't spend money on her, left her, and now moved up to whatever that girl's name is, Taylor Swift. You're going to start seeing more, and then you're going to start seeing more stories like this where you're starting to see these white men eliminating or deleting these black women. You've already seen 3 cases so far, and that's just the 3 cases that we're reporting on. So all I'm just trying to say is this. The grass is not green, and I'm even saying this too, so just for females think I'm beating up on females, it's the same as true for black males. The grass is not greener on the other side. Specifically, that's why I say for black people, and the reason why I don't encourage interracial dating for black people is because we're not ready yet. And if you don't think we are, you need to go back and listen to Malcolm X's speech. In his words, Malcolm X tried to tell y'all before. Malcolm X told the white people, he said, y'all can contribute money to our cause, but you cannot participate in helping us to heal and work out our problem. We need to work our problems out ourselves first. And once we get our stuff together, then maybe down the line, there can be some kind of, partnering or working together. But that's where we're at. We have failed to get into the process where black men and black women heal themselves and each other. We have skipped that step. They took us straight from slavery, straight to integration. And you can thank your good friend Martin Luther King Jr. for helping to be a part of that foolishness. And I'm still gonna do my video on Martin Luther King, and it's not gonna be pretty. I've been talking about doing it for years, and I just haven't done it. I'm talking about so much other foolishness with dating and stuff, and it seems like y'all don't like watching that content. The only thing y'all like to watch from me is dating this, dating that, like to hear me fail at dating, which I am doing. But you need to start paying attention as black people, and even as white people, so that you as a white person can learn what y'all are doing wrong. And I'm giving y'all the playbook. I'm a very smart individual. And when you have stuff like this, getting back to this dating stuff, when you have black women that think that they're going to go outside and find them a white savior, and you have this type of stuff going on and they don't want to acknowledge it, it's a problem. When you want to compromise who you are, you being black, we all know you're a black woman. You want to create that new category for yourself, but you're also a black person, just like me. And so you and I have something in common. We have a history in common. We have something in common, but you don't want to acknowledge it, and you don't want to walk the path and walk the journey with me. You'd rather walk the journey with the white man because you think that it's going to give you status, it's going to give you privilege, it's going to give you a soft life, it's going to give you what you see on all of these television shows. And I've even started watching them. I'm just started watching Black Sales. First thing you see is a black woman, a light-skinned black woman. Once again, I told you about these movies and them light-skinned black women. Got a light-skinned black woman. She don't even play a black woman on the show. She don't even mention her race. Don't even talk about it. She the only black thing running around, sleeping with a bunch of white men and sleeping with white women. She yet to sleep. I'm only on the season 1. Yet to see her even interact with a black person. I don't make this up. They do this to us. They condition you. And you all need to learn when you're being fooled and when these white people are making fools out of you. I've been seeing it. But I'm going to wrap this up now. But just looking at this, once again, have a black female in Africa. This is, a matter of fact, and also too, what I failed to mention, I went on this little tangent. What I failed to mention is this white guy was found not guilty. Now, I don't know whether he has the complexion for the protection or whether they just didn't make a strong enough case in the courtroom. I'm not privileged to that. So I'm not going to judge him for, being, guilty or not guilty. I wasn't involved in the case, so I can't say whether he should have been found guilty or not guilty. It's her word, and yes, it wasn't proven strong enough in the courts, but in the African court system, who's to say that the U.S. government system didn't pressure that, or they didn't feel as though, because once again, we could talk about Africa all day long. Africa is a pitiful, pitiful continent. And the reason why I bring that up, well, I shouldn't say continent, country, a segment of black countries, because they have no authority. They rely on handouts from everyone in the world. You see right now, Asians are running rampant in Africa. Matter of fact, I just saw another article too. I think I saw this on X. I'm going to throw this in. They said that there's a grocery store. You guys can look this up. They said that there's a grocery store in Nigeria, an Asian grocery store in Nigeria, and no one's allowed to shop there. No blacks are allowed to shop there. Only Asians can shop at this grocery store. I don't make this up. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is true or this is not. This was just posted on X, and somebody posted a video of a black, a Nigerian or African, a Nubian trying to get into the store, and there was a black guard there guarding the store, not letting him in. But I don't have the full details. I have not fully vetted that subject yet. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Maybe I won't. But this is how you're treated. And when you still want to divest from your own community and marry out instead of making your community stronger, then I really feel sorry for you. I really do. But once again, this is the political brown kid. I don't make the news. I just report it. So all y'all take care and be well.